for so many years, as was teaching my students and telling them to follow their dreams. I wasn't doing that. So I decided, right, I'm going to take the plunge. Some of the most amazing mentors and speakers training us in all areas of business. So I'm learning all the time, and I couldn't have done that without women in business.
As well, sometimes it's not just the trainer in front of you, it's who you get talking to and what you do about it. And like, we had a few people cried, because it's a massive transition. If you're starting a business or growing your business, you're always making change, and it's not just like in a job, because it's personal. And it's you marketing yourself, which is very hard.
From all different businesses and all over the country, basically. And there's someone there who's an expert in their field in whatever area you need. So they're on the other end of the phone for you at all times.
Okay, so women in business. First of all, thank you for coming. Thank you for sponsoring the event and all. Like, couldn't do it without people like you supporting. So do you want to, Jacqueline, start off, right? I'm going to give you a microphone and just tell everybody what you do and what your journey has kind of been and how women in business have been part of that.
Thank you very much, Caroline. I'm delighted to be here and honoured to be asked to speak on behalf of women in business as one of their members. I'm an artist. I create very vibrant, uplifting art and designs as well. And I have a gallery now based in Rostrevor in County Down. I left as full-time job as a head of art in a busy secondary school about 5 years ago, and went out into the big bad world because of this niggle for so many years. As was teaching my students and telling them to follow their dreams, I wasn't doing that. So I decided, right, I'm going to take the plunge. And a lot of people had advised me, parents, family, friends, think of your pension, think of your, all of this sort of stable income that's coming in. But I couldn't let this niggle go. As a lot of speakers have said today, it was inside me, and it was calling me and all of that. So I decided I would embark on this, and I really didn't know where to start, coming from a teaching background to becoming an entrepreneur. So hence joined Women in Business. And to be fair, it was one of the best decisions I made, because I have gained so much insight, so much training, friendships and support ever since I joined up. So yeah.
Kind of thing women listening have had you with.
So Women in Business, first and foremost, I went to a one-day workshop, as I say, about 4 or 5 years ago, and I was so inspired and enthused by the speakers. I was intrigued to learn more, and we did a lot of networking at the event. And again, this was all new to me, but it was full of a room of very like-minded people, like here, very supportive, egging each other on, smiling. I was at the start-up of my journey, and it gave me that sort of insight into this supportive network that was out there that I wasn't even aware of. So then I embarked on the Explore It program, which was fantastic. It was for entrepreneurs exploring their business idea. And again, I was teamed with fantastic mentors and other businesses in different genres. And again, we were all kind of egging each other on and supporting each other along the journey. And then following that, I won a pitching, was a finalist in a pitching competition for Women in Business. And then I'm now on the Grow It program. So there's 17 of us on that. I applied and thankfully was selected. And we are very fortunate. We have some of the most amazing mentors and speakers training us in all areas of business. So I'm learning all the time, and I couldn't have done that without Women in Business.
So Jacqueline, what's your social handle so people can look up your artwork?
On Instagram, Jacqueline Rooney Art.
Amazing, talented artist, but I suppose sometimes without the support behind the talent, sometimes it can be lost in a business sense. So Women in Business, like I wish I had knew about Women in Business when I started my shop routine, because I knew I wanted to have a business, but I didn't know how to run one. And that continued for many years. And I think that sometimes people think Women in Business is for, I say this, like you have to be something to be in Women in Business. Like that's like, oh God, no, I couldn't be in Women in Business, or Women in Business for big shots, or that's what you think. As well, I thought that as a kind of country retail owner. That's not the way it is it? Tell us.
No, Caroline, I mean, very much. Look, the team behind Women in Business are ordinary women. Marguerite is here today. She does all our marketing. I've been an entrepreneur as well for 14 years, so I run my own business as well as being an employee now part-time with Women in Business. And very much funny, I was down in with the Tyrone Women in November, and I ran a one-day boot camp, so I deliver a lot of the training. I'm used to being in front of maybe 20 people and run around the room, so this is a bigger group today. But at the start of that session, it was a 1-day session. It was all the Dungannon women. They were the best to crack. And like we had a few people cried because it's a massive transition. If you're starting a business or growing your business, you're always making change. And it's not just like in a job, because it's personal and it's you marketing yourself, which is very hard. By the end of that day at 4 o'clock, they're all hugging me. Now, I'm my best friend. So I think sometimes, I think we work a lot with corporates too, and we support women in careers and in employment and leadership. And maybe because of that, that's the feel that sometimes maybe people get on our websites and our social media. But behind that, we're very ordinary people. I am mad passionate about entrepreneurship. I've been in this game and women in business since the outset. So I was one of the founders 21 years ago. The interesting thing, so the foundation of our whole organisation was entrepreneurs. And you see, 21 years ago, there was nothing for women entrepreneurs. There was nothing for women in general, unless you were in its institute of directors or all those things. So that's where it came about. And it came from a group of women who were meeting regularly who said, Roisin, we want to do more. We want to reach out to other people. We want to help startups. And how do we do that? So very much, I think, if you come to something once in person, it's not the same on Zoom, let's be honest, you'll come back. We can guarantee you.
The Digg podcast would not be possible if it wasn't for the support of the fantastic partners who team up with us each series. Series 6 is in partnership with Invest NI, my new business.
Mia was starting a new business and needed financial assistance and advice. She visited My New Business and accessed a directory of local support schemes. From grants and loans to advisory support, there was help available for her specific needs. Need help starting your new business? Visit nibusinessinfo.co.uk/mynewbusiness.
Now let's get back to making it happen.
Absolutely. And women in business have a stand at the back. It's £5 a month. Like, what? There's not I don't know anything of £5 anymore. Nothing, especially the value from women in business.
So I think go to the stand, speak to Margarita. But what would you say has been the best part of being part of women in business, Jacqueline?
Without doubt, Caroline, the support network that I've gained on friendships that I've formed, there's somebody on the other end of the phone. And as you say, I had that perception like yourself that it was all high flyers and all of this, but it's absolutely not, from all different businesses and all over the country, basically. And there's someone there who's an expert in their field in whatever area you need. So they're on the other end of the phone for you at all times. So, yeah.
Roisin, what would you say to anybody sitting down there who maybe isn't part of women in business? What can you do to offer, so it's not just startups, there's I think the growth program's really, really good, because you can get over the hurdle and there's loads of help for startups. So what about when you're in the middle and you're trying to find your way? Like, that's definitely something you can help people with as well.
Yeah, well, the Grow It programme, we've got a Yes You Can programme, which is a whole load of things. So very much, we've always focused a lot on the pre-start startup stages. And I mean, that's what I love doing as well. And we've got Explore It. Is there anybody in here who's been on Explore It or Power 4 or any of those programmes before? Knees down, a few hands here, which is fantastic. So I think once you've come on some of those programs, you tend to journey with us. So for example, when you've come on one, you stay loyal and a part of women business, and you come back. And I'm always looking out for those people, and I message them, you should come on this. Get your application in. This would be perfect for you, because I start to get to know the stages people are at. So the Grow It is one thing, and we have actually 2 cohorts going on at the minute with 32 women on those. But we're going to be recruiting for that again, probably in the autumn. But alongside that, like, we've got our mentoring program, which is all we match you with a mentor. And it might be somebody from the corporate sector if you want a sectoral or specific experience, or it might be another entrepreneur. That's like a 50 quid admin fee. There's nothing to that. And that's 12 months support. There's a whole range of programs. Like, if you go on to our website, Women in Business NI, and just look on what's on, we've got a whole list of events. So there's a whole lot of monthly things. Like, funny, I bumped into Laura down here, Laura Jane Stylist. So Laura actually said, I was on your workshop last week, and it was Meet the Makers. It was a group of women talking who are all making products. And we brought on a lady who's a buyer in retail who said this is what you need to do. And Laura's already followed up and meeting her. So it's trying to get those wee tips and insights to speak to people. So we're always trying to think, how can we help more? So with growth, yeah, absolutely. It's getting to meet other people and talk to other people and making those connections. And that's very much what comes out of those programs as well. Sometimes it's not just the trainer in front of you. It's who you get talking to and what you do about it afterwards. There's just so many events going on. Like, even yesterday, I was talking to a lady from America in San Francisco. They run Ladies Who Launch at How Can We Cooperate? So we're talking about doing an online event, Northern Ireland, San Francisco. I've said, do you want me to drop out there and check things out for you? But no, online. We were talking to somebody else a few days before about a WhatsApp platform product that could be useful to our members, that saves you having a website that you can push all your notifications and information to. We're just always looking for collaborations of how we can help growth businesses. We're collaborating with TechStart at the minute to try to encourage women to apply for grants, because TechStart found that with their applications for big grants, only about 10 people, women, were applying, and the rest are all men. And then when we collaborate with them and we advertise that, we've just had 41 applications in on Monday. So there's all of those things. We're constantly looking for how more can we help. I'm very much interested in the entrepreneurs, and I'm interested in hearing things maybe that are gaps. Going forward, I'm going to be really focusing on our entrepreneurs and trying to create maybe more events in our lineup of activities that are focused on the entrepreneur.
And that there, what you said, like the mentor, like to get a mentor for a year for £50. Like a mentor for a year can change your life, your business, everything. Like if that's the only thing that you do today, to sign up to get that access, like I just think that's unbelievable. And what an amazing program and everything that these are about, and to see your success, Jacqueline, because of the help that Women Business has give you, it's unreal to see. So yes, anybody that doesn't know about women or haven't looked into Women in Business and how they can help you, definitely have a look at the back. Is there anything for men?
Well, men are very welcome to come to our events, particularly the larger events. We have our annual awards, so they will be on 2nd of March, and there's applications you can apply for those get your application in for Monday. But we would have men at our events. And our podcast speakers. Absolutely. Well, no, attend the too. I mean, men are really important, and we're just trying to create an equal workplace, an equal marketplace. We're not trying to
exclude the mainstream
men at all. Or we need them. They're our allies, so we need them. So no, very much so. And we have a lot of male, female-owned business as well. Lots of family businesses. So certainly at events, awards, conferences, men are very welcome. Just I suppose in some of the smaller programs. One of the magic things that I've always felt, sometimes in a small group, there's 15 women together, and that's a female environment, because women open up and kind of support each other on some of the softer issues. There might be balancing young children, there might be balancing other things, that it takes that nice intimate environment to let those things happen and friendships develop. So absolutely, men are very welcome, and they're on our board, and but hopefully we'll get some male staff. We advertise and males are welcome, but it's hard to get
women in business. It's
that word, but small.
But no, that's good to know. So yes, thank you to you for sponsoring the event today. Like I couldn't do it, as I said, without your support. But definitely everybody in the room, check out Women in Business. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Digg Podcast. It's an absolute privilege to be your host every week and to spend time with the most driven, inspirational people. Don't forget to tag us on social at Digg for Success if you enjoyed this week's conversation. And until next week, keep taking those steps to making it happen in your business and in your life.